I played Borderlands 4, but is it fun? Turn the volume up, let's talk about it. Is it fun? It's our gaming series where we have video gameplay in the background and we just really answer the simple question during the review is the game fun? We don't do the metrics, we don't do the 10 out of 10s, it just is the game fun. And this is, it's an interesting game, this one. Obviously, we'll just get out what the elephant in the room straight away is that it's getting review bombed right now on PC. There's huge player issues when it comes to game crashes, non-optimizations, even though people have some pretty decent graphics cards and it's still not really working properly, or there needs to be a lot of things turned up or down to just make the game run at some sort of acceptable level, which is wild for me because this game is on consoles as well. Like, you just think that maybe you could port a different version with lower res graphics and then maybe charge $10 more for a higher res version, but I played this on the Xbox Series X and I didn't get any of these performance issues that a lot of people did on PC. So if you are a PC player, I'd probably avoid getting this game for at least a while till all this stuff is fixed up, especially if your PC is a couple of years old. I have a feeling it was more built for the next 4 years worth of PC when all the DLCs and everything comes out than it was for the PC that was built, 3 years ago. So at least that's what I'm reading in the tea leaves. It doesn't look like that they're making any changes to fix any of these issues. That could be wrong. That could be dealing with that in the background there, but I just don't think so. So what are my thoughts on the game? I haven't loved it. I really liked the first Borderlands. I just think it was so unique for the time. Borderlands 2 was then the perfected model of Borderlands 1. Borderlands 3, I didn't hate it as much as other people did. I definitely understood the criticism with it, that the legendaries were a bit too easy to get, and the story was a bit bland, and the planet jumping was a bit weird, and the humor was just, it was pretty cringy, but like, I still played it all the way through. I played all the DLCs. Like, I am a pretty big Borderlands fan. This game I've not loved. I really haven't. And I think if you're a core Borderlands fan, you probably already bought the game. But if you did like the second one and maybe the third one missed a little bit, this fourth one is really going to miss for you because I find it quite waning for me. It's an open world game. It's an open world looter shooter. It's much more open world than any of their other games have been. It's still a tiny bit linear. And I'd say it's like cutting in between like a Destiny and without like the online part of it, but the looter shooter sort of style, the maps, if all of that was kind of in one spot, and like an arena shooter like Doom, because I do find when you're in a challenging area, like you got the music going, it's that real industrial music. It's not like quite the heavy metal that you'd get in Doom, but it's an industrial music. You're trying to like stay alive in this small area, and they're trying to go down that route. And I think by like almost compromising or trying to like pick up different essences from other games, they've made a game that's not really that great or fun in my mind. I'm quite a fair way through it now. The gameplay you're seeing, I think, is around when I was like level 12 or something like that. But yeah, I'm definitely well past halfway. And the second you get to halfway in this game, you've met every enemy you're going to meet. At least by the looks of it, the last 10 hours for me have been an absolute grind. The story, I couldn't give. I haven't cared about the story at all. Like, for me, this really has been a slog. I kept sort of pushing back this review because I wanted to play it more and more, because Borderlands are such big games, and I feel like usually we say 10 hours and then we do a review. I feel like I was doing this game a disservice if I sort of did it at the 10-hour mark, especially because the first 2 hours is such a blob, like it's such a... And then I just never really picked up any fun guns, I never picked up any fun gadgets in those first 10 hours, and I was just like, oh, look, maybe the next 10-hour block will be much funner, and then, I didn't want to make a negative review of like, this game's a bit of a slog and it's boring, and then, go the next few hours and then all of a sudden all this excitement starts hitting me. No, it just never really hit. It just never really happened. I still haven't found a gun yet at like level 30 something that is like vaguely crazy or interesting. There's a few, like some shoot fireworks instead of weapons, but like I just remember like every gun, even if it wasn't amazing, you pick it up and you just do something weird. And this game, they just seem to all roughly do the same. Like they just kind of rhyme a little bit. The gameplay is quite slow too. Like I do find it a lot slower than the other Borderland games. Like it just doesn't seem to have the same pace matching as the previous ones, where sometimes I would say those games could be a little bit too quick with just everything flying at the screen. I just find that this is just like a jazz version of Borderlands. Like it's just a little bit like no. It's just a bit slower, and I don't really understand why they went for this sort of aesthetic. And yeah, just like every area, it's such a giant map, but every area just seems to be, it's not the same, but it just kind of rhymes a little bit. The enemies, I feel like I've been fighting a lot of these enemies in like Borderlands 2. It's just nothing new in this game. There's nothing new. There's nothing exciting. There's nothing snappy with the gameplay. And when you have a game that's like put at this new premium tier pricing, and there was rumors it was going to be $80 USD, and in Australia it was $120 AUD. I've never paid that for a video game before. That's the highest I've ever paid. Usually the $70 games USD are 110. The new Battlefield coming out is 110 here, and that's $70 USD. So they've gone this, they've advertised at the Sphere, and the second I saw that Sphere advertising, I was like, this game might not be good. It just seems like the marketing department's just all behind this game, where Borderlands 1 and 2 didn't have this massive marketing department. What it did have was a core of developers that made a really, really good game. And I feel like it's just kind of lost any real soul or purpose anymore. It's really just the money machine by the developers and Take-Two and the publishers to just make money. Like, this is what this is. And it's been a long time since the Borderlands have really knocked out anything good. Like, Borderlands 3, I didn't mind it, but it was just okay. The Borderlands movie was terrible. And this game, like, I would say has been a real grind for me to play. A lot of it was doing this review. If I wasn't doing the review, I would have given up on this game a long time ago. Like, a lot of the story I don't care about. And then the fights aren't even that interesting. So you're kind of, like, getting through the fights to that you're not that interested in to then follow a story that you're not that interested in. The one thing I will say that is positive is like the side quests are much more engaging than previous Borderlands. I'd say like 1 and 4 is like, you know, you might laugh to yourself a little bit, or that's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Some of them go on a little bit too long, but you know, that's pretty fine. And like, there's just things on the map with the open world. There's a new glide feature now and a double jump. And there's like some bits of the map that you'd be able to go to, like hills and mountains that you'd usually be able to get to on an open world game that you just can't here. And it just boggles my mind for the amount of money and the amount of marketing that they put into it. They've just made this game that's just like, yeah, it reminds me a lot of when a lot of the shooters that came out in like 2021 or 2020 that were clearly a battle royale, and then they like last minute changed it from a battle royale. It's like they last minute changed this to like an open world game, like an RPG, but they didn't really have all the elements for that. I just don't know. Like, I don't know what was happening here. Like, it just seems like something got lost along the way in making this game. And I'm not this harsh on games unless it's like really unimaginative slop. I think the reason why I'm being so harsh on this game is because it's such a premium price tag. Like, they've kind of put it into that like quadruple A setting. Like, this game's going to knock your socks off, and look at all this advertising doing. We've got these celebrities involved. And then you play it and it's just like, man, I've just not had fun, and everyone else I've spoken to hasn't enjoyed it. And so, yeah, it kind of leaves me in this like weird level of this game. Like, even the story is just, you get this planet looking for a vault, which I really think the game should just be much more about going to vaults and getting loot and, you know, dealing with things that might be protecting the vaults and maybe helping out general areas, instead of like a rebellion that this game is, where there's the timekeeper and he's keeping everyone hostage and he's mind controlling them with this shard thing. But you have a robot friend that's stopping your shard, him getting to your shard in your neck, so you're not mind controlled. It's just, yeah, like, and I'm just kind of, I don't know. The third one was all about this rebellion, and this one seems to be very much it's rebellion. And, you know, you just get like these PA systems of the enemy, which reminds me a lot of those things in Halo Infinite, those stock holds. And it's just, you know, something going over the PA, just like, you know, yelling about nothing, propaganda. And it's just so crappy to hear the whole time. So yeah, I legitimately have found nothing overwhelmingly fun about this game. And I love video games, man. Like, there are so many games that I've done on this channel that I've found good things about it. Or at least I would say, like, maybe if you like this, play it, but it you know, missed me a little bit. I don't get why a lot of people would love this game, if I'm to be brutally honest. But other people might be enjoying this. The play count's still quite high on PC, so I don't know if it's because of the price tag. People are like, oh, wait, better get to it. But yeah, like, I mean, people are still playing it. There's still a lot of hype with it. I'd be curious where this game is in a month's time, whether, you know, it does have any legs to last. If you're on the fence of getting it, I wouldn't now. I would wait until, like, you know, there's less things going on in the gaming scene, and there's probably like a bundle that includes the DLC when that comes out at a much cheaper rate once the game is all finished. Or if you see it in Game Pass years down the line, then I'll definitely pick that up it'd be worth it then. Right now, I just don't think it's overwhelmingly fun. And I might be I wouldn't say I'm in a minority, like a lot of the people I've spoke to with this game, because that's the other thing is I called a lot of the people, like, some people that make YouTube videos and some channels that we kind of, I wouldn't say collab with, but like are friendly with, and just sort of saying like, how do you feel about the game? And a lot of them have the same feedback that I do. So yeah, but that just might be us. I might be in this weird circle. So if you did like the game, then comment that down below. And I wouldn't say justify your reasoning, but why do you like it? And, I could just be a bit off base here, and that's fine. Your reviews are subjective. That's why I don't like to do an out of 10 thing. That's why we usually just say, is it fun? Because if we do an out of 10 thing, it could be like, my foot hurts. It's 5 out of 10, where another day it could be a 7 because I'm in a good mood. Hit the like button because it just helps it with the algorithms, and subscribe because that really does help out the channel. We're just a wee the baby channel. We're a little channel, and we do a lot of game reviews, do game news and play sessions with my brother and I, who's also on the channel. So yeah, so if that interests you, if you like video games, just hit the subscribe button. Anyway, I'm going to edit this up, cut this up, and get on out of here. It does not get the RetalinLive recommends this game, at least in my opinion. But yeah, I'm out of here. Bye.